The other day, I was talking to my girlfriend about the latest episode of Ahsoka, episode 5 to be specific, just to timestamp this for however long back it's been since this video released and you're just now watching it. Anyway, it came up in conversation that she actually hasn't consumed that much Star Wars media. Actually, she's only seen episodes 4, 5, and 8, which, regrettably, I took her to see before we even started dating. Not entirely certain how we ended up together after that. And then some of The Mandalorian. That's it. This entire time, we've been together over a year. I had thought that she was pretty well caught up with Star Wars. Maybe not watched Clone Wars or The Bad Batch, some of the shows and things like that. But at the very least, all of the movies, at least the original trilogy, the prequels, and then some stuff here and there. Certainly all of The Mandalorian. No. Nope. Episodes 4, 5, 8, and a little bit of The Mandalorian. Not even the whole first season. I've been a fool this entire time, living with someone who has not consumed nearly as much Star Wars as myself, which I haven't seen all of it quite yet either, but I'm only missing bits and pieces here and there. I had to remedy this, obviously, so I went ahead and downloaded episode 4, and we watched it just last night. Now, again, she has already seen Star Wars, which now is known as Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. So it wasn't anything that really stood out to her, but she did still enjoy it. And I enjoyed it too. It was really neat to go back, especially in the midst of this. Ahsoka, spoilers ahead, small ones here, where they've done a bit of flashbacks to around the time that Vader would have existed and stuff like that. We've seen a lot more of that in stuff like Kenobi, things like that too. A lot of callbacks to the original trilogy. So it was really neat to see that stuff again. But my gosh, the opening with the back and forth between C-3PO and R2-D2, it just got me. I thought it was quirky. It was really humorous, and it was really awesome to see that from the very beginning of the movie, the two of them just had that attitude that persists all the way through the franchise. R2-D2 is like one of the best droids ever conceived. C-3PO, also one of the best, each in their own way. And man, R2-D2, what a ride or die droid. Dude just straight up lying to like get out of situations, having the restraining bolt on and being like, no, bro, just take off that restraining bolt and I could totally play the rest of that video. As soon as he takes it off, he shuts off the video. He's just like, what video? What are you talking about? I never played a video, idiot. It was really neat to see. The quirky little inconsistencies, the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs bit. Man, it's the classic time of Star Wars. Pre-Disney, pre the prequels even. Back when George Lucas just threw a lot of stuff out there, only to decades later be like, okay, I guess it's time that we're gonna make something of this now. Me freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi getting told, oh hey, you fought with my dad in the Clone Wars and all that jazz. Like it's really neat stuff. The fact that there's a bug here. The fact that they brought up stuff like the Clone Wars, just these little things that had no explanation whatsoever, that even before the prequels came out, like there were just little haphazard things thrown here and there, like the Thrawn trilogy of books, where they went ahead and called back to the clones again, brought up an explanation of that, brought back cloning facilities just out of nowhere. Just Timothy Zahn just being like, okay, I mean, if George Lucas isn't going to do this thing right now, then I'm going to do it right now. And then George Lucas just a few years later being like, no. I'm going to do it. And then he releases Clone Wars and it causes a whole bunch of inconsistencies to the franchise. But it's okay. Episode 4 was such a fun trip, and things escalate so quickly. It's about 2 hours long. I think 2 hours, 4 minutes, something like that. And the first half of it is literally just C-3PO and R2-D2 getting into shenanigans, splitting up, ending up stuck back together again, splitting up again, ending up together again, and just nagging each other the entire time. Shortly thereafter, escalates. Everything just escalates out of nowhere. Suddenly, Luke's entire family's dead, and he's just like, screw it. I guess I don't have any ties. Let's just go to Alderaan now. And so then they try to go to Alderaan, but they can't because Alderaan's just gone. They help Leia escape because conveniently, she just happens to be there. And then, you know, Obi-Wan dies and all that jazz. And then within like 35 minutes, Death Star is just on the planet. They're just like, all right, we got to do this. We got to do it now. So they get out the X-Wings. They get out the Y-Wings. They just go and do this stuff. And for some reason, the Y-Wings just utterly fail. They have almost no Y-Wings, even though they're the ones specifically designed for the task. And so then the X-Wings have to go in and do it. But the X-Wings were capable of doing it to begin with. And then it's fun. It's fun. It's explosive. It's in your face. Looking back on it, I had remembered it fondly, but actually watching it recently, just last night, really made me love it even more. The movie looks great. The version that I watched did have a lot of that ugly CGI in it that George Lucas ham-fisted in there. I couldn't find a great quality version that didn't have that, so I decided I would just go ahead and deal with it anyway. And no matter what people say, Han shot first. I know what I saw in this version. You can edit it all you want, but why would Greedo just kind of shoot a picture above Han just randomly and then Han just shoot him? Doesn't make any sense. Just let it be it. Han doesn't have to be likable immediately. He's supposed to be a jerk. That's the point. He starts out a jerk smuggler and then he just changes his life around. But it made me excited. I am excited to make her watch everything that's come out. Even the stuff that maybe I didn't necessarily enjoy, because we got to arguing about it. And I said, well, I'm not going to make you watch the new trilogy of movies. And she said, no, if I'm going to watch Star Wars, I'm going to watch all of it. And I sat there and I thought about it and decided, you know what? That is fair. It has been a few years. I did like Episode 7. I hated 8. And I despised 9. But I did also only watch each of them once. I really don't think that I'm going to be able to look past a lot of the plot points that bothered the heck out of me in those two movies. But I am going to give them another watch. And who knows? I know in terms of visuals and everything like that, the movies were beautiful. Disney definitely did some service in that regard, where they brought back practical effects and things like that. Things that we really appreciated about the original trilogy that were kind of lacking in favor of low-grade CGI in the prequel movies. So I did always love to see the movies just from a visual standpoint. So it's not all going to be too bad. I'm definitely looking forward to more. I am going to make a video, hopefully, on each of these to fill you guys in on how my girlfriend feels about these movies and how I feel about them watching them again. We're going to try and do it pretty frequently, so there should be updates pretty often. We're doing episode 5 next, and I am quite excited for that one. It's time for the Empire to strike back, so thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.